The winter sun poured through the tall windows of the Harrington estate, casting long golden lines across polished marble floors. Laughter echoed from the sitting room where 5 teens lounged around a marble chessboard, half interested, mostly bored, the children of old money with nothing to prove and too much time to waste. "Let's spice it up," said Oliver Harrington, the ringleader and heir to a real estate empire. His grin was sharp, his tone playful but with an edge. "What if we let Rosa make a move?" His friends looked up from their phones and turned toward Rosa, the maid. She had just stepped in to collect the untouched teacups. Rosa, in her late 50s, wore a simple uniform and kept her graying hair tied back. She'd worked for the Harringtons for over 20 years, polite, quiet, invisible. "Come on," Oliver smirked, gesturing toward the board. "One move. It's just a game." The others chuckled, thinking it would be funny, an old maid stumbling through a rich man's game. Rosa hesitated. She wasn't used to being spoken to like this. Not since her late husband passed. Not since her son, a gifted chess player who had taught her every move, had gone missing while delivering food in a war-torn town overseas. She gently placed the tray down. "If it's just a move," she said softly, "then why not?" The boys leaned in with amused smirks as Rosa sat down slowly, eyes scanning the board. In 5 seconds, her hand lifted, moving the queen 3 squares diagonally. "Check." There was a silence. Then a blink. "What?" Oliver leaned forward, confused. "How?" Rosa stood up, offered a small, respectful nod, and walked out quietly. The next day, Oliver brought a full chess set to the kitchen. "Can you play again? Like a full game?" Rosa raised an eyebrow but nodded. That evening, they played. She beat him in 9 moves. By the 3rd day, his friends returned, not to mock her but to learn. They brought new boards, books, and questions. "Where did you learn?" one asked. Rosa smiled, her voice tinged with both pride and sorrow. "My son. He was a prodigy. Could beat 3 players blindfolded. He taught me everything." "What happened to him?" Oliver asked. Rosa looked down. "He went missing during a humanitarian trip. No one's heard from him in 3 years." Word spread. Videos of her playing online, filmed by one of the teens, went viral. "Housemaid crushes rich kids at chess" headlined a clip with millions of views. But what truly gripped the world was not her victories, but her story. People from all over reached out. One day, a message came from a Red Cross officer stationed in Jordan. Subject: possible information about your son. Oliver, using his father's connections and resources, launched a private search. Weeks passed. Then one snowy afternoon, a black SUV pulled into the Harrington estate. A young man, thin and scarred but alive, stepped out with a worn wooden chess piece around his neck. Rosa froze, her hand clutching her chest. Tears welled in her eyes as her son whispered, "Checkmate, Mama." They embraced, the kind that only years of silence and love can birth. The house staff, the boys, even Oliver's father stood silently, some openly weeping. The story made global headlines. A book deal followed, then a foundation, the Rosa Initiative, offering scholarships to underprivileged kids with hidden talents. Rosa became a symbol of resilience, of grace, of a quiet intellect that refused to be ignored. As for Oliver, he gave up his business internship and started coaching chess at inner-city schools, inspired by the maid who'd changed his life with one move. Never underestimate quiet strength. True brilliance often hides in the most unassuming places, waiting for a chance, not to prove others wrong, but to show the world what kindness, patience, and quiet dignity can achieve. And sometimes, all it takes is a single move.